to the music scene, showing lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. So all around town radio show is where I go for the latest band info.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Live at Noon here from the Hall Around Town Radio Studios in beautiful downtown Springboro, Ohio. We're going to get right to it today. It's Wednesday with the band, but today we're talking about an event, not just a band. We're talking about a bunch of bands playing an event. And without any further, let me bring in my special guest of the day, Bengals great quarterback Ken Anderson. How are you?
I'm doing great, Scott. And, that music you were just playing kind of getting me in the spirit for this Sunday.
Hey, we are rocking with KAA Sunday, aren't we? We're going to have a great time again this year.
Oh, this is my favorite event of the year that the Ken Anderson Alliance has. And, to go out there, the music is fun. The participants are fun. And to see a lot of our people with developmental and intellectual disabilities out having a great time warms my heart.
Oh, Ken, it's a day of love. It is. And I mean, between the folks, like you said, those who take part in your organization and are benefited by your organization, and then all the volunteer people joining forces to make this happen, there's smiles all day long. It's just a fantastic event.
No, it is. And, thank you for all your help. You've been with us for several years now. And, you're one of the highlights of the day as well.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. I don't know about the highlight, but we have some fun up there. You and I kind of wing it. We get up on that stage and we have a little bit of a script sometimes about what we need to talk about, but it ends up just going with whoever we can get up there with us and have some fun and interview and talk to. And you've got a lot of special guests. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Well, yeah. I mean, something that's new this year for us is we've got a VIP meet and greet. That'll start at noon. The regular event doesn't start till 1 o'clock, but this will start, at noon. And I've got, a lot of help from my former teammates. I've got, the original Bengal Bob Johnson coming, Bob Trumpy, Jimmy Breach, Joe Walter. We've got David Fulcher, Louis Breeden, Richie Braham are going to be there. Dan Horde to try to kind of corral us all and keep us in some kind of order, which is going to be hard. But, it's a limited number of VIP tickets, and I want to emphasize that you can't buy a VIP ticket at the door. You have to buy those ahead of time by going to KenAndersonAlliance.org. But for the hour of the VIP meet and greet, your drinks and food are taken care of as well.
That's fantastic. And, last year I had a great conversation with David Fulcher. What a great man he is. And we talked about the event, and he was so proud to be a part of that as well. And I think that's cool that you have him coming back, and so many Bengals greats. And there's so many celebrities that just kind of stroll through and come in, and local people that they know, This meet and greet, though, that was a brilliant idea, I think, because I understand tickets are going fast. If you want a ticket, you're going to have to get one.
Oh, no, they are. And the only way you can get them is by going to KenAndersonAlliance.org. And so I would recommend going as quickly as you can before they fill out. But you cannot buy them at the door. I want to emphasize that. But it's a fun time. And, all my former teammates, they do so much, around town, helping others charity-wise, always showing up at each other's events. And, I can't be more proud of my former teammates, just for helping us out.
Yeah, still giving back, and that's a perfect thing. And let's back up for just a minute for those that are joining us. And we know a lot of people will be watching after we're live here. So if you have a comment, please drop it in the comments, and we'll watch those and see if we can answer them for you, or a question about the event. But let's go back and talk about the KAA, Ken Anderson Alliance. How about a little brief history on that, Ken, if you can?
Well, geez, I think it was about 14 years ago after I retired from coaching that, we have a nephew that's severely autistic, and we wanted to try to help him out as much as we could, knowing that the challenges, once you turn 22, the rules change. The public schools are kind of responsible for you until then, and then you're kind of on your own. And we wanted to kind of help him out as best we can. So we started having events and raising money and trying to start something going. And then several years later, we merged with another group called Lighthouse Landing, a group of Down syndrome parents doing the same thing. And we kind of merged, and all of a sudden now we have a building, and we kind of got in, the focusing a lot of services right now. We have our adult daycare services, we have our music therapy, we have our job training, our job placement, we have our engage outings, where they get to go out, whether it's during the day or during the night. They go out in small groups into the community, whether it's attending a Reds game, it might be going to play putt-putt, might be just going out to dinner or a movie, or volunteering at another nonprofit. So between all those, we are servicing about 300 adults a month with our services.
Sounds like you're staying really busy there. I mean,
yes, we are, and but it's been so much fun, and we have the greatest staff in the world, and how they deal with our adults, and like I say, it's always the highlight of my day when I get to go out there and see the smiles on their faces. And we have one young lady that is in our music therapy program, and I go out, and she'll have a Cleveland Browns jersey on, and I'll walk up to her with my arms folded, and she's, "Oh, I'm in trouble now."
That's funny.
No, we have these young adults. They get a chance to get out, and sometimes it's the only respite for their parents, to get a break, and so we're really proud of what we're doing. I'm proud of our staff, and we continue to work hard to keep it going.
And it's very music based, which is what we do on this show a lot. We talk about a lot of local music, and I've enjoyed over the years being there both as a participant and as just a customer coming in the door, so to speak. The connection between your folks who play music and the audience. And a couple years ago, I always tell this story. I'm going to tell it on you again, because this lady walks up to me, a nice mom who son is up on stage, and she says, "That's my son wearing that orange shirt, or that orange sweatshirt or something." And I said, "Okay." And she said, she says, "Can you let me talk to Ken? You were standing back off the side of the stage." I said, "Well, I'm sure he'll talk to you." And I went over and grabbed you, and you came out, and her first words were, "God bless you, Ken Anderson, for what you've done for my son." And man, I saw you kind of well up a little bit, and it was like that's what it's all about. I mean, this young man who doesn't have the opportunities that some other people have in life is up there on that stage, living his best life, grinning from ear to ear. I just thought that was just one of those moments that said, this is why you do this,
Oh, no question. And that's one of the highlights of my day, when I can kind of go in the back of our building where we have the music going on, and we have, like I said, our staff is so great with what they do, and they'll pick out the songs that they want to work on at the beginning of the week, and then they rehearse those, and they practice those, and we'll have different concerts during the year that they work so hard at. But I always say, just the unadulterated joy of making music. And we have one young man, and all he can do is, his drum is an exercise medicine ball in a stand in front of him, and all he can do is kind of beat to the music with there. But to see how happy he is, how enthused he is. Some play the instruments, and we've got it worked out, our instructors, that on a keyboard it may be color coded, and how they can play the notes, or on a guitar the same thing. But I think music bonds all of us, and that's what I think is so great about Rockin' with KAA this Sunday. It's there's a lot of music going on. We got a great band lineup. In fact, the Whammies are going to kick it off, sometime after 1 o'clock, followed by Paisley Kane. And then it's the Seasons, which is our band from KAA participants. And then Don't Tell Steve, and then winding up with DV8. So it's a great lineup of local bands and our participants. And it's Lori's Roadhouse is a great venue for this.
Oh, yeah.
Just with the acoustics and everything there, and how they help us out. And I've got to thank the Height Family Foundation. They've been our presenting sponsor. Once again, they've been there for several years for us, and so I'm excited about that. And we've got several bars that are open up, in the place, and they've got food out there. One of the things that we started last year was a big success. We have a bourbon pull.
Yes, I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, so this year we've got over 70 bottles of bourbon, and if you buy a ticket for $50, you're guaranteed a bottle of bourbon. Now, your number on it, and we got to see what coordinates with the bottle up there, but we've got Blanton's, we've got Weller's, we've got Eagle Rare, a lot of great bourbons up there. We've also got a really great silent auction. I know this year we've got a Jamar Chase signed jersey, Anthony Munoz signed jersey. We've got one of my throwback jerseys that I've signed up for you. We've got a leg lamp, which
I
is
love
really
that.
unique. Last year, Evan McPherson for the Bengals has signed it, but this year it'll be signed by Jimmy Breach, the Bengals' all-time leading scorer. So that's really kind of cool. And, I realize not everybody can get out there, but I think coming up, I think it should be online right now that you can go to KenAndersonAlliance.org and you can start bidding on the silent auction items, and you do not have to be there to win. So that's kind of a unique feature for us now too. So there's a lot of great packages up there. We've got dinner, we've got opening day Reds tickets, we've got concert tickets. So we've got a great silent auction lined up. So go to KenAndersonAlliance.org and check that out as well.
Yeah, we're doing Split the Pot again this year. All those things that go on there that help raise money. And Ken, I want to ask one question before we get more into the event. You mentioned your nephew who had autism and that kind of thing. Why in your retirement do you do this kind of labor? And I mean, you work hard at this. I know you have a board, you have a group of people that work really hard at the Alliance, but you could easily be sitting somewhere in the sun with your feet up, and instead you're giving back still to this day. Why do you do this?
I don't know. I think trying to leave, the situation a little bit better than when I came in, to make a difference. And I've always said that, sometimes in life you get one chance to make a difference. And I think the Ken Anderson Alliance may be my one chance to try to make a difference. So, it's something, my wife is totally into this, and she works as hard or harder than I do this. I mean, she, without Christy, I don't know where we would be without this. But no, and we've got, such a great staff. We've hired a new CEO this year, Patrick Ober. He is going to be out there. He's great to lead our organization. And like I say, our staff is just, unbelievable. But it's just, like I say, it's all about the adults that we serve. And to see them, the joy, of coming into our building, and, whether it's our adult daycare, and there happens to be a cardboard cut-up of Kenny out there. And every time I walk in, it's decorated differently. And so I said, what is with the pink shorts that I'm wearing today? So they have a good time with that as well.
I bet. And, you have more than just your friends from the Bengals, the former Bengals and all that there. There are some other folks who show up as well throughout the day, as we said, and make it a point to come in and support this event. And the other thing that's always a highlight is the kids have the opportunity to meet mascots, and Houday is there and all that.
Oh yeah, Houday's going to be there. The Reds mascot's going to be there. FC Cincinnati's mascot is going to be there. One of the highlights, Puck Chop from the Cyclones is normally a participant, but they got a game that day, so Puck Chop can't make it.
Can't make it. Got to be at the game.
That's always a fun time as well.
Well, and all those things, it's a three-ring circus. It is. You've got the auction items, and everybody's so excited about those. Those are a great draw. And then you've got this wonderful bourbon raffle, which I think is a superb idea as well, because everybody walks away with something from that. And some people last year, they invested $50 in a ticket and walked away with a very expensive bottle of bourbon.
Right. That's not uncommon. So we've had, so many of our, people have been great in the support for us when you go around and you ask for donations, and they do it above and beyond what we ask. And we can't thank them enough. And, we have our yearly sponsors. I know, the Schlotman Family Foundation is our yearly sponsor. They're always there. Key Bank, people that just, have supported us over the years that make this successful.
And you've had a lot of support, as you just said, throughout the years, and so many people that continue to support this event, and they'll be out for this and helping. And Lori's Roadhouse is one of those, and you mentioned it, but Lori's is a fantastic facility for this. It's big, it's open, the dance floor is big, and this musical lineup is some of the best in Cincinnati. I mean, you really have picked the cream of the crop in Cincinnati this year.
Well, I know, and the thing is, we've been doing this for so many years. Some of them have been here in the past, and and they can't wait to come back. But like I say, it's just the support of the music community to get these bands to come out and volunteer their time. I mean, as you know, a lot of these bands are very popular and they work a lot on the weekends, and they give up a Sunday. Wow, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's typically their day off and they're ready to rest. And, you know, and the lineup, let's talk first and foremost, the Whammies. Our friend Mike, who's been with the Whammies for years, the lead singer, left this year due to personal issues and things and wanting to further his dreams. And so Tim Anderson, formerly with the Naked Karate Girls, is the headliner for the Whammies now. He's up front, and that's going to be one spectacular show. Then Don't Tell Steve. They've played in the past and just they're all over the promo video, by the way. And Don't Tell Steve, Stephanie can bring the house down, and everybody loves her. And then you've got Paisley Kane, a local favorite as well. You've got your own band from the Ken Anderson Alliance, which I think is wonderful. That'll be there, and they're going to play kind of the highlight of the afternoon before the finale stuff starts. And can you dwell a little bit more about that band before I talk about the last couple bands?
Well, I mean, I think they just take such pride in the work that they put into it to be able to go out and perform in a situation like this. And it's really neat because I think if you come out there and listen to them, they actually go out and perform at events. So you can hire them to come to your event as well. So I think you'll be very impressed with them.
Yeah, and I always am too. And they're, you know, we've got it up on the screen there, the Seasons. And then rounding out the day is Cincinnati's own DV8. And if you know DV8, they play those big festivals in Cincinnati and such, and the Bengals tailgate parties and all those things that they're there for. So, you know, this is going to be a spectacular day of music at Laurie's Roadhouse.
Well, and because it's $25 to get in and kids are free. I mean, where can you get a day of music for $25 like this?
You can't.
You know, and it's well worth the value. And I know for some people, it's a little bit of a ride to get out there, but it really is convenient. You know, just take 75 up and get off at Union Center Boulevard and take that right out and you go a couple miles and they're right there on the left. So it's not that big a deal, but it is well worth the effort to come out for what happens this day.
Yeah, a huge room and plenty of parking, free parking and all that. So let's talk about tickets again, Ken. The VIP is selling very fast. If they want one of those tickets, I understand, like you said earlier, we have to make sure they get on KenAndersonAlliance.org to buy one of those VIP tickets, correct?
Right, and the cost of that ticket for the meet and greet is $75. But again, during that hour of the meet and greet, that your food and drinks are taken care of that hour. And the general admission ticket is only $25. So, and you can buy those at the door, but it's always easier if you go ahead to KenAndersonAlliance.org and purchase them ahead of time.
Yeah, and the VIP ticket does include, somebody asked me the other day, it does include the day's events as well. So you're in the door.
Yes, no question about that. Yes.
Yeah, you're in the door on that. So
and
tickets are available.
Special seating section up close to the band as well.
Perfect. Tickets are available at KenAndersonAlliance.org. You can go there, click on that, and you can see where you can purchase tickets for this event. You can purchase your general admission tickets in advance, or you can pick them up at the door that day.
No question.
If you've got a little bit of an iffy situation where you're not sure if you're going to be able to make it or not, just walk in. We have so many walk-ins that come in and enjoy the day. And I'm looking so forward to being up on that stage with you again. We have a blast anytime we're there. But the real key thing that we want to pass on to everybody is this is a fundraising event. This is why it's put on. It's put on not only as a fundraiser, but to pay back those folks who participate in your organization that are not as fortunate as some of us, who maybe can't always walk into a venue or can't always be in the condition that we're in. And I think you do so much for them, and the smiles are just they're fantastic.
And what's fun is that, obviously we'll have a lot of our participants that are in the band that's playing, but to see the number of our participants that come out to support them and to have a good time, that is amazing too. Because like I say, this is a fun time. If you're having a bad day, come on out. I guarantee when you leave, you're going to be smiling from ear to ear and enjoy yourself like you can't believe. And like I said, they've got a couple great bars there. So there are adult beverages and food for sale out there. But just, the things that are going on, with the split the pots and with the silent auctions, with the bourbon pulls. We've got some great cigars that you can go buy, and they got a great little area if you want to go out and enjoy a cigar between some of the music sets. You can do that as well. So a lot of things going on out there, and it's just a fun day.
It absolutely is. And after you watch the seasons, you will walk away with smiles for days. I'm telling you, it's that rewarding. So get out and check that out if you can, everybody. It's this weekend at Laurie's Roadhouse for sure. Ken, let's change gears for just a second.
Yeah.
While I've got you captive now.
Okay. Yes, you do.
Let's talk about Ken's take on the Super Bowl for a minute.
Well, I was not surprised that the Eagles won. I was surprised how they won. I mean, they just dominated Kansas City right from the get-go. And, their offensive line couldn't protect Patrick Mahomes very well. And, it showed up. And, they put this one out of reach, pretty quickly. So, a lot of credit to the Eagles. It made me feel, bad for Joe Burrow. At least he knows Patrick Mahomes knows what Joe Burrow feels like a lot now, getting hit a lot in the game. But it kind of just emphasized to me that, the Chiefs' offensive line played well. Their defensive line played well. And I thought, Kansas City's defense did not play poorly. They just got stuck in bad field position. And, of course, there was one interception for a touchdown. So, I think this is a game that, the MVPs, although it was a quarterback, I think it was the men up front on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and you know best. I mean, just an interception like that can be deflating to a team on the other side when that happens, and they run it in for a pick six or something. It really takes the wind out of the whole thing, doesn't it?
Oh, no, it does. And I was kind of rooting for Kansas City. I must say that. I've known Andy. Well, I don't know him real well, but he and I, when he was a quarterback coach for the Packers years ago, and I was coaching for the Bengals, we kind of run into each other. So I really like him. So I was kind of, I kind of root for people I know. Andy Heck, who I coached with down in Jacksonville, is their line coach. So you kind of root for people that in the game. But this one was out of reach early.
Yeah, it was. And I think Patrick Mahomes probably had to take an ice bath after that game. He had to be hurting after those hits he took.
Yes, I think you're right about that one. And unfortunately, I know that feeling at times.
I'm sure you do over the years. Well, Ken, I can't thank you enough for being with me today. Let's recap this event going on here at Laurie's Roadhouse on Sunday. I'll be with you there, and we're going to open the doors at noon for the VIP.
With the 11:30 for the VIP experience, which is from noon to 1. I think the doors will open at 1, for everybody else for the rest of the day. But, our first band that goes on is going to be the Whammies. What a great way to start that off. And then with Paisley Kane. And then I always call them our feature band of the day is the Seasons, which is made up of KAA participants, followed by Don't Tell Steve, and rounding out it is DV8. So it's an amazing lineup of bands. But, and again, we've got a bourbon pull. It's $50 a ticket. We've got right now, I think, right around 70 bottles that have been donated. And every ticket is a guaranteed winner. It may be a Blanton's. It may be one of the Wellers. It may be Eagle Rare. You just never know what you're going to get. But every ticket will get a bottle of bourbon. Split the pots in our silent auction. Again, we have, I know my wife, Christy, works so hard at that as well as a lot of other people. But, we've got signed jerseys by Jamar Chase, Anthony Munoz, myself, a leg lamp that it's all day. If you haven't seen one of these, it's a leg with the Bengal pant and socks on and a kicking shoe. And Jimmy Breach is going to sign it this year, the Bengals' all-time leading scorer. A lot of other experiences, opening Red State tickets. We've got concert tickets that are going to go up as well. Dinners, different bourbon or different drink packages, that kind of stuff. So it's everybody's got something they're going to like there in the silent auction. You can buy them, but you want to emphasize that you can go online now and start bidding on your silent auction items, and you do not have to be there to win. You can bid online.
And guys, if you're watching after we're live, which a lot of you will, we know, please write us a comment, drop a comment into the show. If you have a question, I'll get it passed on to Kenny if he needs to address it, or I can answer it for you. And Kenny, there's a little shot of us last year. I look forward to us being on that stage and having some fun and enjoying our day on Sunday. I can't wait to be there with you. It's just so
well,
much
like
fun.
I always say, this is my favorite event of the year. You know, when you tied in with music, you tied in with helping others, you tied in with just a good time. I promise you, if you come out, you will not be disappointed.
Well, thank you, Ken. I appreciate you. Ken Anderson, great Bengals quarterback. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here, Ken, today. I appreciate it.
Well, and thank you, Scott, and thank you for your support of this event over the years. And you've been so much help. And, like I said, I look forward to us being up on the stage and sharing a few stories between bands.
We will. And we're going to leave everybody with the promo video for this year's event by the ITA folks. And they're such a big partner as well. So,
oh, no, they are. And like I say, just watch the video and you'll want to be part of it.
All right. Thank you, Ken. We'll see you next time right here at All Around Town Radio, guys. Like I said, I'm going to leave you with the video today, and we'll catch you tomorrow live at 5 with Who's Playing Out, the best musicians and venues in the tri-state. Ken Anderson, thank you again. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.